Hey guys, welcome back. I want to talk about something very small, but it's big in some ways, and a lot of people seem to actually completely forget about it, right? We talk about investments, buying properties, but after you've purchased a property, there's something called a landlord-tenant relationship that you end up managing or being involved in, right? So you could be the owner of the property, hence you're the landlord. And essentially speaking, that process and managing that process is super important. Show real fast. All right guys, welcome back. Look, a lot of times we just talk about, hey, you should be buying this house, this apartment in this building, and there's this dream about you getting a 7% return, 10% return, 11% return. Maybe you can flip this house for a 50% profit, so on and so forth, right? All of that is great, right? But let's talk some amazing, I'm not going to call them realities, but amazing parts of the process. Okay, when you've bought a property, at some stage, you become what we call in Dubai parlance or in Dubai language, the landlord. And then you get something, what we call a tenant, right? Somebody who's going to be renting your property from you. Okay, I want to discuss a concept with you and then explain why it serves you to be the best landlord possible, okay? There's this movie dialogue in some, it wasn't an Indian movie, but I like this, it's very popular. I can't remember the movie and I don't remember the actor name, so I can't really tell you exactly what it is, but I'll recreate the dialogues and translate them in English, okay? My cameraman's really interested in what I'm going to say, okay? I think it's Rajkumar. You know that guy who used to be like, Johnny. The guy, he used to be like full of grace, personality, and he was like, you could say he didn't look like a hero, but he used to be a hero, right? And he was like this respectful, graceful character in Indian cinema. He's still alive, yeah? He's still alive. Maybe can we put some clips in the description for him? Let this be part of the video, okay? So that actually, it's actually very funny, okay? So he's this tax collector or this regional commissioner of a certain area. And here comes this big landlord, okay, big landlord, and his workers, the landlord's workers, are complaining to this government official, and they're basically saying, you know, our landlord's really, you know, really bad, doesn't treat us well, doesn't pay us, you know, makes us work too hard, so on and so forth. And so they have this exchange of dialogue between this this actor who's the tax collector, I think the regional commissioner, between this landlord. And so during the exchange, they keep saying, you know, they try to keep upping each other, right? But the main actor's got a lot of grace. And there's this one thing that he says that that really resonated with me, because he says to this landlord who owns tons of land and has maybe thousands of workers working on his land, he says something to him. He says, and I'm going to translate it into English. They use very crude words in Hindi because he says, "Agar नौकर पालना है तो नौकर पालना सीखो," right? Basically he says, if you want to be an employer, then learn how to manage employees, right? Employees need to be managed with love, care, as family, and that's what makes you a great employer, right? It isn't just about becoming an employer and then like squeezing your employees, right? So he says, if you want to be an employer, learn how to manage, love, create and grow employees. And the same thing applies here, right? Listen, understand this word, right? Landlord. Huh? Deborah, ever thought about this? Landlord? Landlord में कितना वजन है, कितनी substance है? In a relationship between landlord and tenant, who do you feel or think should be the bigger person? In terms of being more easygoing, in terms of negotiating less harder, in terms of being nicer, in terms of taking into account the other person's situation. Who needs to do that, generally speaking, okay? Specifics can be different. Deborah, who do you think? Landlord. Imagine, look at the word Lord. Where does this come from? You, as the landlord, are the owner of the property, right? You've got a property that's worth $4 million, and the tenant's going to pay you rent that's worth 150 or 200K. Who, generally speaking, who's got more strength here, right? 4 million is 6 zeros, bless you, with more. And this guy's going to pay you this rent. Who's got more financial strength, generally speaking, to be the better person, the higher person? So when you become a landlord, you need to own that situation, that position. You are the landlord. You've got to be the one who's nicer to the tenant. Now, I'm not saying you pay out of pocket to be nicer to the tenant, but I'm just saying assume your position. You're the landlord, okay? I'm not saying you're going to be unfair to yourself, okay? Don't get me wrong. But understand the bloody concept, right? You are the landlord. Now, I'm going to now switch it and logically explain to you why it's your role to be super nice to you. This property that you've bought is your business. Is your business. Okay? The tenant is your customer. The beauty of your business, it pays you 24/7. When the customer is sleeping, it pays you because he pays you an yearly rent while he's tenanting the property. While he goes on vacation, he pays you. If he vacates early, generally in Dubai, we've got an early termination clause, he still pays you. If he doesn't live in the property and goes and rents another property but doesn't terminate the one that he's got with you, he still pays you. So technically, he's paying you 24/7 money in the form of rent as your customer. Your job, obviously, is to take care of your property, which is your business. But don't forget, hey, what does any business try to do? Tries to take care of their customers. Try to take care of your tenant. Now, because we manage property for several landlords, we've got landlords on all sides of the scale, okay? We've got landlords who've given us very distinct, clear instructions and have told us, look, Fahd, our tenant should never, ever bring any complaint to us. Tell your team to, within reason, of course, take care of all their regular, legitimate needs. Like, you know, if a tenant comes to us and tells us, hey, listen, my son needs a super plane. Obviously, we don't go out of the way to get that for them, but within means and within reason, whatever is required to have them have a good, livable experience, a pleasurable experience in the property, we do. And that's the approach you need to have as the landlord, because remember, that tenant is your customer. Keep them happy right from the start of the relationship. Give them what they want within means. Help them move in with ease, take care of them while they're staying there and they're your customer, and then end the relationship in a beautiful way. What ends up happening, and by the way, I'll speak in favor of the landlords. I agree, by the way, the tenants can sometimes be very petty, right? Because guess what? Tenants' entire outlook some tenants own a lot of property around the world and they choose to rent, that's fine as well. But imagine if a tenant, then this is 90% of the case. 10% of the case, tenants have a lot of property. 90% of the case, they don't have that much money. But think about who's the bigger person, right? So you own property worth 4, 10 million, 20 million. The tenant's got just regular stuff. So I agree, tenants can sometimes be petty on small things. Landlords, don't follow them down on their pettiness. Take the higher road within reason, and then grow a great relationship with your tenants, okay? Ideally speaking, have a proper property manager managing your property, and you're not gonna fall into this trap, okay? You're not gonna have to deal, because we'll know how to manage and balance things out. But listen, remember, you're the landlord, and it carries some weightage to be the landlord. Assume your role and be the bigger person. Don't follow your tenant down the pettiness road. It doesn't serve you, it doesn't serve the tenant, and ultimately it doesn't serve your business, right? What do I mean? Take examples of other businesses. IKEA, 14 days or 30-day, no question asked refund and return, right? Do customers love going to IKEA? Yeah, right? IKEA takes care of the 1 or 2 who are actually looking for refunds. And then there's petty businesses who say, you know what, no refunds, sorry, once bought, never to be taken back. If you bought the wrong size shirt, sorry, give it to your brother or sister, throw it in the garbage, we're not going to refund it. So look, own the business mindset, because you know your property is your business and you want to technically run it like that. Even if it's not your business and it's a single property, still your tenant is your customer. Try to have a good relationship with them. All right, ciao for now. Okay guys, so thanks for watching. My name again is Fahd Dawood. I've been doing this for 14 plus years. I started in 2006 in Toronto, Canada, and since 2007 I've been doing this in Dubai. I generally talk about real estate, your life, my life, and our path to allowing financial bliss coming to us. If you want to work with me, such as buy a property in Dubai, or you need general advice, you can hit me up on in the contact form below. If you've liked this video, I'd appreciate if you subscribe, press the bell icon, and hit the like button and share it with other friends. Ciao for now.